Nothing is worse than fighting with family, and one of the downsides to fame is that your personal issues are often made public for the entire world to see and judge. Here are some of the biggest celebrity family feuds to make headlines. Vanessa Bryant, the widow of late Lakers legend Kobe Bryant, and her mother, Sophia Lane, have come head-to-head in a very heated dispute over money. In December 2020, Vanessa denounced a lawsuit brought on by her mother seeking financial support for an alleged promise Kobe made to, quote, take care of her for life. The lawsuit claims that Kobe wasn't able to make this happen due to his untimely death, and that Vanessa took each and every step she could do to void his promises. But Vanessa hit back, accusing her mother of trying to extort a financial windfall from her family in the months following the tragic helicopter crash that killed Kobe and Gianna, along with 9 other people. Vanessa inherited control of her late husband's estate, which is valued at around $600 million. In her suit, Sophia is asking for $5 million in back pay for working as an unpaid assistant and nanny for the family, where she alleges she was forced to work around the clock for 18 years without proper meal or rest breaks. In a statement, Sophia said that all she wants is what she worked for. Vanessa responded to the claims in a statement to the LA Times. Vanessa said she was always a stay-at-home mom to her daughters Natalia, Bianca, Capri, and Gianna. She wrote that the kids were mostly at school or in sports and that her mother's claims are obviously false. Then in an interview with Univision, Sophia claimed her daughter had forced her out of the family home and made her return her luxury car. Vanessa responded in a statement on Instagram. She went on to say that even after the interview, she was willing to provide her mother with monthly support for the rest of her life, but that wasn't good enough. She claimed Sophia asked her for $5 million, a house, and a Mercedes SUV. Vanessa added that the lawsuit is frivolous, disgraceful, and unimaginably hurtful. Hopefully, the mother and her grieving daughter will be able to reconcile one day, but for now, only time and maybe some lawyers will tell. This isn't the only mother and daughter fight to make the list. Actress Leighton Meester lived a very different life from her uber-chic character whom she played on TV's Gossip Girl.
Well, we should get going then. Unless you want us to wait for you. Looks like you got a lot of yogurt left.
Leighton's real life was the exact opposite in a lot of ways. The actress was born while both of her parents were serving time in prison for drug trafficking. After living in a halfway house for the first 3 months of her life, she was given to her grandparents while her mother finished out her prison sentence. Leighton then moved around a lot as a kid, living with her single mother and brothers in small, seedy apartments. But things started looking up for Leighton when she was 14, when she and her family moved to LA so she could pursue her acting and singing career. But in 2011, and 4 years into her great success on Gossip Girl, Leighton's relationship with her mother Constance got really messy. Leighton sued her mother for allegedly misusing monthly payments she was giving her to care for Leighton's younger brother who had serious health issues. Her suit claimed that her unemployed mother was using the cash for things like plastic surgery, Botox, and hair extensions. To make matters worse, Constance then countersued Leighton for alleged breach of contract and physical abuse. She also claimed that she was owed a larger portion of her daughter's earnings in return for, quote, sacrificing her own happiness when she moved with Leighton to LA. Constance even accused Leighton of calling Child Protective Services and fabricating a child abuse claim. Leighton denied all of the allegations, and ultimately a judge dismissed Constance's claim that there was ever a legal agreement between the mother and daughter. The ruling forced Constance to drop her $3 million countersuit. After winning the original case against her mother, the actress was finally able to cut her off financially for good. Not much more has been reported on the relationship between Leighton and Constance since their heated legal battle in 2012. But Leighton has kept a very busy and full life as a working mom to 2 kids, wife to fellow actor Adam Brody, and most recently, the star of the ABC sitcom Single Parents. When Suits star Meghan Markle first went public with Prince Harry in 2016, many were shooketh. Not only was she an actress, but an American actress and a divorcee. Meghan captured the full attention of the British public and the notoriously relentless press. Let's take a look at the highly publicized, complicated relationship between the Duchess and her father Thomas Markle, and the role tabloids played in it. According to Meghan's lawyers, the Duchess and her dad had always been really close. That is, until he'd been targeted by an intrusive UK tabloid media. So what happened? Just weeks before Meghan and Harry's wedding in 2018, Thomas reportedly participated in a staged paparazzi shoot for money. It didn't take long for British news outlets to reveal that the pics were actually fabricated. Yikes! Embarrassing as that ordeal was, Meghan and Harry still wanted him to walk Meghan down the aisle. Unfortunately, he didn't end up making it to the big day after suffering from a heart attack. The problems between Meghan and her father didn't end after the wedding. Even though Meghan and Harry asked Thomas to stop talking to the media, that didn't keep him from chatting with Piers Morgan on Good Morning Britain. And he revealed a lot of personal things about the couple, including their plan to have a baby and Harry's opinions on Brexit. Since commenting on politics is considered a breach of royal protocol, this was especially bad.
He said, hello, Thomas. And I said, hi, Harry. And it became a conversation back and forth, mostly about politics. He was asking me how I was feeling that day, and I was telling him how unhappy I was with the president.
Thomas's media tour continued throughout the year, and he talked a lot against Harry and Meghan's wishes. Understandably, Meghan cut off communication with her father, and he was not so happy about it.
Well, I'm very disappointed by it. I'm not sure why it's happening, and I'm waiting. I'm reaching out. I've been trying to reach out for several weeks. Every day I try to text her.
To make matters worse, Thomas then allowed the Daily Mail to publish parts of a private 5-page letter Meghan had sent him back in August 2018. A deeply personal one that was meant to be a message of peace, according to her team. That did not work out so well. In a witness statement obtained by E! News, Thomas told the UK High Court that he released the letter in order to defend himself after being made to look like a villain. Meghan then sued the publisher of Daily Mail, Associated Papers. The publisher is contesting the claims, and their lawyers argued that Meghan wrote the letter knowing that it would eventually be published. And this next fallout has a seemingly happy ending, but it took a decade to get there. It all began on the night before the London premiere of The Dark Knight in 2008, the second installment of the trilogy in which actor Christian Bale starred as Batman. According to claims, 34-year-old Christian got into an explosive argument with his mom and sister at the Dorchester Hotel in London. His sister Sharon alleged to police that Christian shoved his mother, Jenny, all in front of his 3 young nieces. The next day, Jenny and Sharon went to the police and filed an assault complaint, which was then turned over to Scotland Yard. According to police, Christian voluntarily went to the police station and was then arrested in connection with the alleged assault. He gave his full story and was later released on bail without any charge. His sister and mother also withdrew their statements. And that was the last time they had contact with Christian for over a decade. The actor changed his numbers and emails, and they were only able to communicate with him through his reps, according to the AP. Christian is a notoriously private person and never commented publicly on the argument or assault allegations. But fans know this was likely a very dark time for the actor, a period that saw Heath Ledger, his co-star in The Dark Knight, tragically die soon after the film had wrapped production. Christian also looked sad and withdrawn during Q&A sessions before the London premiere. Also, it wasn't long after the fallout with his family that Christian was recorded flying into the now infamous tirade while on set for Terminator Salvation. The rant, apparently directed at the cinematographer who had walked onto set during a scene, immediately went viral and only added to the actor's reputation for being moody and difficult. Christian later released a public apology for his inexcusable behavior in front of the crew and DP. Prior to the 2012 premiere of The Dark Knight Rises, Christian's final role as Batman, and 4 years since he had cut off communication with his mother and sister, Sharon and Jenny told several news outlets that they wanted to put their bad blood behind them. Then, in 2014, Jenny said this in an interview. But it wasn't until Christian was back in London for the BAFTA Awards in 2019, where he was nominated for his role in Vice, that the feud had reportedly been put to rest, according to the AP. Not much more detail has been known about their makeup, but we hope they continue to mend the rift that kept the family separated for so long. Maybe at least in the case of the Bale family, time does heal all wounds.